Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome back to the channel. If you are returning, welcome. To anyone that's new, thank you so much, all of you, for the love and support of the channel, of me, of one another as well. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Beautiful souls, as I said, welcome if you're brand new. Now, in today's readings, we're asking, how does this person feel about you? And we have three very interesting rocks, crystals here to guide you in. We're drawing three cards as well. Now, this can be any person. It doesn't have to be a love interest. Some of you I know will be watching for love. Others, it will be a different kind of connection. So whatever this is, as I'm drawing the cards, I would suggest really focusing in on the person that you are asking about. If there's more than one person that you want to ask about, I would suggest focusing on one at a time. It really does help to really kind of focus your energy. I'm actually seeing this card right on the top as well. So let's look and see what we have for these cards. Let me just make sure the camera is focusing well for you. Is that working properly? I hope so. I can always focus again as we turn the cards over. So pile one, we have Void Moon, Do Nothing. So what does your person feel about you? We'll be asking a lot of questions, following through with whatever comes through in the reading. What does your person feel about you? And this is any person, whoever you have on your mind. Okay, so Void Moon, Do Nothing. And this card is sitting with the little hagstone. So a hagstone is a stone with a hole in it. Naturally, it's formed like this. This is a piece of natural flint. Okay. See this. Okay, so that's pile one. Pile two, we have Moon Memories, the Past. So this is for pile two. What does your person think about you? And this is any person. And this pile, we have the agate heart. Okay. And for pile three, we have Yin Moon, Accept Help. This is for pile three. Okay. And this is sitting with the amethyst point. Okay, so let me line these up, get them a little bit tidier for you so you can see them really clearly. And I'm going to leave the camera running just for a little bit longer. I usually do at the beginning of the readings in case anyone wants a little bit more time. If you find you've then run out of time and you want even more, you can always press the pause button, but it gives you just a few moments longer. Let me make sure the camera is fully focused, hopefully, there for you. That should work. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, beautiful souls. Timestamps are in the description box below. I'll put them in a comment as well. And also the cards that I'm using, all of the cards, I always do list them all for you in the description. So if there's any of the cards you think, I really like those, you'll be able to find those too. So beautiful souls, I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Take your time, focus on that person. What does this person feel about you? Any person. Tons of love. See you in a mo. Hey, pile one, welcome to your reading. This little stone feels ever so active. Every time I put it down, it kind of does its own little dance. It seems to have a lot of energy. Really interesting. I feel like maybe it's waiting. There's something of a waiting for something. And I mean, a hagstone is used in ceremonies sometimes. It's also actually used by boat builders. When they're building a boat, this is one of the first things they will go out and find is a stone with a hole like this, and they'll hang a rope through it. As soon as they get to the point where they've made the stern, the front sort of piece of wood, in traditional boat building this is, and they hang it on the front of the stern for good luck while they build the boat. So I sort of feel there's something here that's itching to sort of happen. It may be you. It may be that you are itching for something to happen. And maybe it's not happening very fast. Nothing is moving. And yet you're kind of itching to want to make it happen. Maybe that you have been waiting for something to happen and it hasn't yet happened, as in something perhaps hasn't emerged. If this for you is a love interest, yes, maybe somebody has not come forward. Let's just get more information before we before we go any further. And to be fair, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is love. It could be you're waiting for a contract to be signed, or for someone to come forwards, or someone to respond or make a move. And this energy here is itching for something to get going, I feel. But let's draw some cards. So how does this person feel about you? How is your person feeling about you? Cat, spirit, claim your independence. Okay. This is interesting. Okay. Let me move that over a little bit so we've got room for these two. Claim your independence. Okay. I think this is somebody who is quite free-spirited. They're quite independent. They kind of do it, I sort of feel like they're going to do it in their own time, whatever that may be. If this is someone you're working with and you're kind of really itching to get going, and they don't, you almost feel like they, not that they're on a go slow, but they don't kind of, I don't know, you send an email or you drop something in their inbox and you're waiting for it to happen and you don't get it back very quickly. I think this is somebody who kind of does things a little bit on their own terms, is what I'm going to say. That's what I'm seeing here. They are very much a kind of an independent free spirit. I don't know that it means that they don't want to engage. We'll find out more about that. But they are very much a free spirit. This is not someone that you can tell them what to do or pin them down. Or if you try to, I think they're probably going to kind of basically trog off and do their own thing anyway. Okay, do nothing. I mean, there may be some advice here in terms of don't push this person. They'll come round in their own time. If this is a love interest, you might be sort of thinking, I've known you for a while, but nothing's actually emerged. And yet there seems to be this incredible spark between us. Why is it not happening? Actually, this is somebody who's they've kind of got to get there on their own. Let's see, what else is this person thinking, feeling about? Okay, we've got the storm. Feeling about my pile ones. I'm actually seeing this one, but I want to know what's on the base of the pack as well. Okay, we've got the nectar. How interesting. We've got the desert. How fascinating that we have a cactus here. Look at this. Isn't that interesting? And then we have the nectar. Okay, the storm. This is really interesting. So I think that I need to say another card has just come out from the base of the pack. It slid out as I put it down. The warrior. Okay. Right. I would say, interestingly enough, I think that this is, if it's a working relationship, if it's a friendship, or indeed a love interest, I actually think that there is a lot of potential here, curiously enough. I think you share really common goals. Ultimately, it's like there's a bigger picture and you share that common vision. And you also, what I want to say is, for some of you, you may have found yourself suddenly split apart. For others, this is actually an indication of how there's been a sudden realization of actually how you feel. So you maybe have known this person for a while and suddenly it's like, wow, this is how I actually feel about them. With nectar, I do feel there is potential here. but something has to transform. There's common ground here. I do think, right, so if this could be, if this is love, that this could be a long distance, there could be a long distance issue going on here, there could be something that's taken you apart, or indeed there could have been a storm between you, literally an argument or something split you apart. And it may be that you do have quite a different perspective, even though you kind of share the same goals, you share the same vision, but it would almost be like two people who share the same vision, but how you go about getting that vision is a whole different area, it's a whole different matter. Let me move this up a little. Yeah, whole different ball game as to whether you sing on the same page in terms of how you actually manifest something. So it's very interesting kind of energy of there being a lot that is shared, but also sort of quite strong differences as well. Let's draw some more cards for you. I'm going to draw a card for you and your person. Now, whether this is friend, colleague, lover, partner, I do feel something has driven you apart or created an apartness. And I do think one of you, possibly your person, is fiercely independent. It could be that this is a long distance scenario. It could also be that you've been pushed apart by a challenge of some sort. Maybe something was said or done. But it feels like there is a kind of a stalemate really at the moment. Or a situation around you, my lovely pile ones, that isn't actually moving forwards. Hence this little stone is just itching for it to happen. And yet it's kind of not. Now, it may be that you don't know how to move it forwards if there's been some kind of a disagreement. Or indeed, you're waiting to see if the other person will reach out to you. With nectar, it would suggest, we have, it's interesting, we have hands here. And look at this hand reaching out to this rose. So it suggests that a healing could occur, or indeed a coming together could occur. I sort of feel it's almost like the way you go about it is quite important. Because in a way, this is somebody, I think this is someone you can't push around. This is someone who knows their own mind. I also think you probably can't pull the wool over their eyes as well. Yes, with the hagstone as well. I mean, this is a stone of magic. It's a stone of good luck. It's also a stone of magic. Interesting, actually. I need to just say to you, I've just seen a beautiful orb just fly past me, just over on the left-hand side of me, just as I was talking about magic. Yeah, I feel that this person is... They know their own mind. And I think maybe you don't quite know how to move something forward. So if there's been a disagreement or a parting of the ways and you're feeling a bit like a sort of, what do I do now? Or you're waiting to see if this person might reach out to you, or you're wondering if you should reach out to them. Reminds me sometimes of the early stages of a relationship as well. Sometimes we see this in a kind of a love interest where one person's really keen and wants to make it happen and the other person is not really responding. Maybe they're needing to take a little bit longer to come round. I mean, this is a reading that's going to reach many, so I'm going to try and hear the cards for various different types of relationships. The warrior is an interesting card here with this snake of transformation. This is also another reason I think this person could be fiercely independent, really very much knows their own mind. Let us draw a card for you each. May I please have a card for my pile one's person, please? May I have a card for my pile one's person? This is you here. And this is for the other person. Okay. Sorry, this is I say this is for your person and this is for you. My apologies. So, okay, we have care. Echoes of the heart. West black. How interesting. This is a west point on the medicine wheel. Wrap an invisible chalk of love around you and share your kind work with all. Take care in the words that you speak and choose, for they build your body and your life form. Feel the gentle wind that works around the winds of love to change your life into beauty. How interesting. All cultures and faiths speak of angels, messengers, guiding spirits, all subservient to the Creator. These voices are heard in your thoughts but must manifest most profoundly in your heart. Okay, West black. So this is your person. I think this is someone who genuinely, deeply cares. Do you know, the reason they might be very independent, they may actually be somebody like a leader. So this could be somebody, if this is a working alliance, this could be somebody who you work under. It could be like a manager or someone like that. I do think this is somebody who possibly also stands up for a cause. And I think this is someone who's had to work very hard to be in the position they're in. So not surprisingly, that I feel they have a lot to give. This sort of strikes me as being the energy of someone who is kind of on their own mission, on their own calling, actually. Now, let's look at you, your energy, spirit, pathfinder. This is north, the north of the medicine wheel. Life is a journey shrouded by a veil of uncertainty, its path stretched elusively before you. As you live your journey, I haven't got my glasses on. As you live your journey, it is your faith in spirit that is the catalyst and the torch that moves you forward and lights the way. Fortunately, spirit lives in all of us. The pathfinder shaman walks the trail before you, lending his hand in the form of extraordinary symbols. But this shaman is frightening at first because you are not sure what he is presenting to you. What is it that he's carrying? A cross. If that doesn't resonate, then what would? Perhaps a lightning bolt or a beautiful clay pot. What are your symbols? What is the central tree or post of your foundation? The Pathfinder stands in the physical, but it is overcome with the beauty of spirit. He offers all of his wisdom to you. Go deeply within to find that blue sky, your centre. Okay. Very magical cards, actually. Right, my lovely pile one. I think that, let me run through these different scenarios that are coming through. So to kind of, let's summarize your person. Your person is independent. I think they have leadership qualities, whether this is someone in your community, a friend or a colleague or indeed a love interest. This is somebody who's very much on their own path. Now, for you to be able to connect with this person, in a way, I think you kind of need to also acknowledge your own path in some way, shape or form. This could be somebody you aspire to be like. Now, for some reason, I do think there is distance between you. Now, this could be because it's long distance, a long distance connection, in which case I need to say to you, I don't think that they would come to you. I think you'd have to go to them because I think they're on their own pathway. And that could be a challenge. You could have perhaps invited somebody into your world. You could have said, well, move over here. I don't know that they can or they will. I think they have too much involved in their own journey. You may also have your journey going on. This feels like an internal journey, centering on what makes you happy. If this is an argument that's taken place where you have pushed apart, it may be that you're needing to see the learning in this situation rather than sort of trying to patch something up. That it's more important to, I mean, in a way, I don't know if there is anything to patch up from this person's perspective, because I think they're pretty clear about where they are. It would need to be, it's more about embracing the learning here. That's what we're seeing here. Really understanding what's being presented to you in the scenario that's taken place. Let's draw some cards, some tarot cards, and see where this is going. And if this is a community scenario, if you've felt that you don't quite fit or you don't quite belong, I don't think anyone has deliberately excluded you, interestingly enough. But it may be that you've come in and something didn't quite resonate. This is just about looking internally here and looking at, it's looking at the learning and really identifying as well if something is right for you. Let's draw more cards. Okay. Tarot cards. So we have, okay, so we have the Six of Swords. Lots of cards coming through here. We have the Ace of Swords. Okay. Right, this is really interesting. Look at this. Take off the masks that you maybe have felt that you have to wear. There's something here that can be really revealed. We're moving from this hooded figure to somebody who is working something, literally making something, creating something. You can change this. We have the card of the World. Now, the card of the World is both an ending and a new beginning. We then have the Seven of Swords. Let me place you, you here for a moment. See what else we have coming through. We have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, this is nice. And then we have, okay, we have the card of, just thinking, which is this in the, this is the star card, I think, in a traditional pack. Yes, look at the stars. Okay, I'm just actually going to cover this up for YouTube. Bear with me. Okay, so hopefully that's going to going to make YouTube happy, or keep YouTube happy. Right. Going back to our different kind of scenarios, if this is long distance, I think you would need to travel to bring this together. You know, big decisions would need to be made really around this. But with the Eight of Cups here sitting under the Ace of Swords, this is suggesting that this can be worked with. And with the Star sitting under the World. So whatever the scenario, and we have this as well in the Warrior and Nectar as well, I think whatever your circumstance around this person, okay, I think it can be worked through. And I think the way that your person feels about you is exactly that. I think they feel that this can be sorted. I think they hold hope. They don't see it as, I don't think they see the same level of problem or difficulty that you see in it. I think they feel it can be moved. They feel it can be moved forwards. I think they're very strong in their own thoughts, their own belief systems. I think they're very solid in where they are. A free thinker, an independent thinker. Very much on their own mission. I don't think they see the difficulties as being as big as you do. So that's the first thing that's coming through. Or the challenge of being together. However, I think there is an awareness of the fact that you would need to be making decisions or compromises to make this work, because I do think they are kind of on their own pathway, on their own mission. Long distance, I think you would be the one that you would need to move, not them. And I think we've kind of voiced that already within the reading. It's interesting we have exactly the same snake appearing here as we have in the Warrior. I think, interestingly enough, this person knows how you feel. We're asking how do they feel about you. I think they know how you feel, interestingly enough. And I think they are very much kind of saying, well, look, you need to make your own choices here. You need to make your decisions. You need to, you need to do what's right for you. I think there's a great deal of kind of honour around that, actually. If something has caused you to separate or split, and you're feeling like nothing's happened, or nothing is happening, it's not moving forwards, I think this person doesn't not see it as possible. I think they're very happy to put the conflict behind them and to move into a place of hope. But I think they'd need you to be able to almost like meet them, not exactly on equal terms, but to really, really be your authentic self. And that's hard, isn't it? If we've had a disagreement, it can be really, really hard to step up and really have a voice. And I think this is really suggesting that you need to. In the same way, if you want to move to the other side of the world and join them, you're going to need to voice it and actually say, look, this is what I want, or for them to be able to negotiate with you. Yeah, any disagreement, Nectar is a lovely card. I think things can be overcome, but you've kind of got to want to actually overcome this. There's something being worked through here and masks being removed. There will need to be a degree of honesty and upfrontness, either about what you want or about maybe what's been said, what's been done. This is interesting in a way because this is the north of the medicine wheel. So this is with Pathfinder energy as well. I do feel there is a path to find. Curiously enough, I do think the emphasis sits on you to find the pathway through this and not on them. Now, I'm not sure why that is, but I do feel that the emphasis is for you to reach out, to move something forwards, rather than for them to reach out. For you to be able to say, look, this is what I desire, or can we have a conversation, or, there's something here. You need to voice your thoughts with the Six of Swords. Again, because of the Six, I'm really thinking back a little bit as well here. Some reflection, some, bringing understanding to a circumstance in order to make a decision. Interestingly enough, you may be hesitant, but I do actually think if you reach out, you will be received very well in whatever this is, whatever this connection to this person is. I think you will be received very well. I think they will welcome your honesty and your authenticity in speaking out. Because I feel this little stone here, itching to get going, itching to sort something out, but also either not knowing what to do or how to speak out, or being afraid of speaking out, waiting to see what they do. Whereas I think this person in a way is waiting. It's kind of like actually they're clear on their pathway. It's an interesting card to have, the Care, Echoes of the Heart. The black energy, the West energy. The West of the medicine wheel is very introspective. It's a point on the wheel where it's like where the bear goes into hibernation. So this is somebody who's actually quite happy to sit and to process, again, to take their time to process things, to see things in a particular way, to digest something. Again, you can't rush them or hurry them. On the other hand, they are very open to conversation. They're very open to hearing what you have to say. But I kind of feel this is not someone, you can't kind of pull the wool over their eyes, really. The mask has got to come off. You'd have to be really upfront and honest. Say how you feel is what this reading is really suggesting. Ooh, my apologies, I just knocked the camera. Okay, let me just Just picking up another little tarot pack. Let's follow this through. Let's ask what you can do, because it feels as though the emphasis is on you to reach out. You know, whatever this is, if it's a colleague, a friendship group, a friend, a boss, a manager, a lover, a partner, a former partner, or there's been a separation. Let's check in. What can my pile 1 do here in a practical way? Okay, Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is, I always think she is the Queen of transformation. And we have the 5 of Cups. And then we have the 9 of Cups. How interesting. Yeah, I think you've got to overcome your fear of disappointment, which I think is possibly what's stopping you. Overcome your fear of disappointment and actually really take an ownership of what you want with the 9 of Cups. Take an ownership of what you want and talk about it. Really. Step forward, reach out, voice it, say it. Own it. Yeah, I always think with the shaman here, I mean, you are being guided here, Pathfinder. Your spirit team are with you, helping you to find a voice, helping you to express yourself. The Pathfinder shamans walk the trail before you, lending their hand in the form of an extraordinary symbol. So it may be that whatever is taking place is there to help you to really identify what you really want. Sometimes when we get a disappointment, the purpose of the disappointment is to help us get clearer about what we really do desire. It's like a contrasting experience. Yeah, we have the 2 of Swords. What can pile 1 actually do? How interesting, you have the 8 of Pentacles, which we've got it again here. Oh no, it's the 8 of Cups there, my apologies. I thought it was the 8 of Pentacles, but we have the 8 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles coming through, but 2 8s. You can do this, you can work through this, you can process this. You can process it emotionally, you can actually make it happen. Just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself and be honest with the other person. This is definitely one of those times when sort of sitting on the fence waiting for something to happen isn't necessarily ideal. And then we have the 9 of Swords. Interestingly, it's come out in reverse. I think your worries about this scenario and about this connection are unfounded. I think there's fears, concerns, worries about how this is going to pan out. Almost like, maybe you have had rejections and disappointments in the past. So the idea of actually reaching out to someone, if you feel that they're not really available to you, is a biggie, actually, or you're fearful that they won't be. But I think that's much more connected to past experiences than this actual person. Just because they're independent, just because they know their own mind, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily ambivalent. It just means, we've got someone here who cares very deeply. It just means that this is a very strong individual here. You can't maneuver them easily, but then would you really want to? I mean, the moment we start maneuvering people, we're into the realms of power rather than love, and that's in all relationships across the board, colleagues, friendships, otherwise, family indeed as well. Yeah, this could be a family member for some of you. Okay, let's ask how this might emerge if my pile 1 reach out. Okay. We have the 2 of Pentacles. Love it when the cards leap out. How fabulous. We have the 3 of Wands. And we have the Judgment card. Okay. Right, I think you'll get a very fair hearing on this one. I think, honestly, I do think your fears are unfounded. I'm going to say you may not get exactly what you want, but I think a compromise can be found. And you will certainly be able to come through this and know where you're going. Like, find your direction. At the moment, I feel like you're sitting here waiting, not knowing what to do, hoping that maybe the other person might reach out to you. And I don't think they will. I think they're very, self-contained. They're doing what they do. It doesn't mean that they're not open to you. In fact, far from it. As I said, curiously enough, I actually think they do see you. You know, however much you might sort of shroud yourself, really, I think they genuinely see you. I really, really do. I think they see you and they are happy to support you or to talk to you or negotiate with you or to find a way forwards. I mean, we have the Star card here. But I think it's got to come from you. I think they are on their path doing what they're doing. This is about you finding your path. And if it aligns with this person, with what they're doing, with where they are, then that might work well. But I don't think they're going to come away from their situation or their setting. I think they have too much invested in it. It does feel like it's their path or their vocation, really. But my beautiful souls, I think the solution could be really good for you. I think you can get a result. I think you'll get a very real response. I don't think you'll get a, again, it's that cat spirit. It's so independent. You will not get a fluffy response. You'll get a real response. However, I think your fears about this are unfounded. I think your response, if you reach out, you will be very, very welcomed. You'll get a very real response. And whatever happens, you'll know where you stand and you'll be able to make really clear choices and decisions in the face of what is actually happening here. Pile 1, I hope this is helpful to you. It's a really interesting reading, the way this has unfolded. So, whether this is a love interest, whether it's a connection to an existing relationship, a friendship, a family member, a colleague, or whatever setting it is in. My beautiful souls, I hope this is helpful to you. Tons and tons and tons of love. I post pick a card readings a couple of times a week, well, 3 times a week always, and then smaller readings for daily guidance as well. Pretty much I post 7 days a week, actually. So, if you want to keep in touch with the readings, never miss any, subscribe, press the little bell icon, and just thank you so, so much for being here, for your love, for your support, and your support of not only me, but one another. Tons and tons of love, beautiful souls. Pile 2, welcome to your reading, beautiful souls. You have Moon Memories, the past, and the beautiful Agate heart. When I picked this up this morning, when I was looking in my preparations to see what I was going to use in the readings, I kept hearing Heart of Gold here. Heart of Gold, that's what was coming through. This card is suggesting it sort of connects you to past influences. So we're asking today, how does your person feel about you? Let's draw some cards. How does this person feel about my pile 2, please? Yes, this is your card. We have Electric Eel Spirit. Bring your ideas to life. Okay. I think there is a spark here, a connection. Now, this isn't necessarily just a love connection, a love relationship reading. This is any person. So, if this is a colleague, I think they think very, very highly of you. I think they see potential in you. The challenge you've got here is that I don't think you see the potential. If this is a love connection, I think they see the potential in you. The problem is you don't. There's something in you that's blocked. Yeah, I think that they think very highly of you. You kind of light them up. Yeah. Okay, we have Anima Mundi. What does this person feel about my beautiful pile 2? See this and this. We've got 2 more. Okay, we have Anima Mundi. Wow, we have the storm, we have the flame, and we have the gem. Wow, well, without a doubt, look at the electricity here, like a lightning bolt. I think your person sees every bit of potential in you. The challenge here is that you don't. I think they see you as someone who hides your light under a bushel. They see you as that hidden gem. They see you as that spark. I think your person thinks really highly of you. How clearly they see you in this way, because I'm actually going to ask, I'm going to draw 2 cards here. I'm going to ask a little bit more about how they see you. But I'd like to know how they see you in terms of, because they're seeing your potential. They think you're amazing. Do they see you as somebody who is hiding your light under a bushel? I mean, I'm curious, how closely do they see you? How do they see the inside of you as well as what's on the outside? So let's ask, what do they see on the outside of you? And what do they see on the inside of you? Okay. Right. So what they see on the outside of you, we have a hummingbird, which is about joy. Close to the heart, East Yellow. It's a card of responsibility. Hummingbirds move with grace and focused directions. So should we all in matters of the heart. Your ability to respond has a sense of harmony. You have music like the bamboo flute with the winds of heaven blowing through it. You carry sacred feathers and send messages to the Great Spirit with your flight. From this divine perspective, you can see love. When another invites you in, you enter with openness and compassion. You feel their truth. Be it music or ideas, you take responsibility for responding in kind. Are you creating barriers or can you respond? True intimacy comes from an equal willingness to give and to receive. You cannot be pulled into something if you are not going there already. Yeah. I think this person sees you as, they see potential. Whatever it is that they are aspiring to achieve within this connection, they see you as being massively possible. Quite life-changing, actually, with the storm in a way. Quite life-changing. What I also think is they're not necessarily sure how you feel, and that's the curious thing. They see all this potential, but they are not sure if you feel the same way. I think you're bound in some kind of maybe some limiting beliefs or some fears that something could replay from the past. This person sees you, but they're not sure whether you want the same as them. So this is how they see you sort of on the outside. How do they see you on the inside? We have card number 27, Flourish. Again, it's an East card again, so both are about possibility. A tree violently uprooted from its life force has many faces of grief and confusion. We are often like this tree, torn away from the environment that encourages our life growth, and the sense of loss can be devastating. But the roots leave a seed beneath the earth that will ultimately rekindle the wisdom that was left. It will grow and reforest the land in your name, and the echoes of your love will flourish from the rain of tears you have shed. The earth is a schoolhouse to which we come to learn and correct our negativity. Abuse is not a birthright. It is something you are taught, and you can replace painful memories with better thoughts. You have the right to change your story with your imagination. Focus on happy laughter and well-being instead of abuse, and the gladness of your heart will follow as the arms of Great Spirit enfold you and keep you safe. See every aspect of a situation, even a tough one. Though you cannot change the past, know that you can change what you do in your life right now. Believe in your divine right to flourish. Okay, so what this person sees in you is both the possibility, whether this is a working relationship, a friendship, a colleagueship, a loveship, a love relationship, an intimacy, an intimate connection. This person sees in you every possibility. I think they also very clearly see that you have been hurt, that you are still tangled in the past. If any of you are grieving, if you have been grieving for the loss of someone, your person sees this very clearly, but they still see your potential. They see your potential. This is someone who believes in you, and this is how they feel about you. They really, really believe in you. Let's find out what else will this person do or wish to do to assist you. Kind of want to know how you feel as well. Okay, so this person, this is the Fool card. This person wants to have a new beginning with you. This person wants to make this happen. Whatever kind of relationship this is, they want to make it happen. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, they actually would like to make a commitment. They see a future with you, I think. They really are prepared to invest, I think, in you. We have the Seven of Wands. Yeah. I think this person genuinely sees you. They really, really do. They know who you are. They've seen what you... I think they've seen what you've been through. They see your dilemma. They see... this is a pretty shrewd person, is what I want to say. I think they want to back you. I think they believe in you. I think they see the possibilities. So whether this is the possibilities in a working environment or whether it's the possibilities in a love connection, whatever it is, this person absolutely... I think they're quite wise, actually, because they are very, very astute. I think they see exactly where you're at, interestingly enough. Really rather lovely, actually. It really, really is. Let's draw a few more cards and see what else we're showing. What are their intentions towards you? I mean, I think their intentions seem to be very genuine. Okay. So we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, they would like to see you end your dilemma. They'd like to see you rise. They'd like to absolutely invest in you. Okay, we have the King of Swords here. Ten of Swords, King of Swords, and the Six of Cups, which is a card of benevolence, generosity. Interestingly enough, also some nostalgia. They'd like to see you get over the past. They'd like to see you put the past behind you and really move on and flourish. This person's intentions are really genuine towards you. They are really, really 100% behind you in terms of trying to move something forwards. I just think that they see every possibility and every potential in you. I have a question, which is, how do you feel about them? May I ask how my pile 2 feel about this person that they're thinking of? Wow, you have the Ten of Cups. Okay, you have the Wheel of Fortune. And you have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so you would like to take something forward here too. Okay. In that case, I want to say, my beautiful souls, what are you waiting for? Pile 2. What are you waiting for? This person is really committed. They're really dedicated. They see you. They genuinely see you, which is a really lovely thing, because I think, you know, many people, many of us, all of us probably at some point, will have experienced a connection with someone where we really didn't feel seen. You know, maybe that person just either couldn't hear us or didn't see us or didn't connect to us, and that may be part of what you are fearful of. You may actually be fearful of being seen. It might be throwing you a little bit. Here is someone who really sees you, and it might be like, whoa, this is intense. How do I deal with this? I'm going to cover up. I'm going to hide. I don't think I can cope, but I think you can. Anima Mundi is such a turning point. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is such a turning point. I mean, how amazing. Ten of Cups. This is beautiful energy. Absolutely wonderful energy. This is actually something that you desire. I think whatever this connection is, whether it's a love interest or it's a friendship or a whatever it is for you, colleague, whatever it is, I think this person, yeah, I think this is a really, really good connection. What's in the way is actually your own fears from the past, your own fears of whether this is going to be real or not, your own fears of whether you'll be disappointed again, your own this is what is in the way here. Let's ask if pile 2, forgive me beautiful souls, if pile 2 can get out of their own way, what will happen here, please, may we ask? Okay, so we have the Hermit. If pile 2 can get out of their own way, what will happen? Okay, we then have the 9 of Cups. We have the 10 of Swords, okay, showing up again, okay. I think if you have been experiencing any kind of isolation, and I do think some of you have, I think this is also kind of emotional isolation where you have not felt that people could really see you. I think this can really end. I think you can be appreciated. So yeah, if you can sort of get out of your own way, I think you could learn to allow yourself to be appreciated, allow yourself to be supported, allow yourself to be seen. I actually do think you can bring to an end these past memories and connections that didn't work for you. You have a heart of gold. I think that's made you very vulnerable on occasions, actually, my beautiful souls. I think people have been drawn to your light. But sometimes people are drawn to your light because you are a bright spark. Sometimes people are drawn to your light not because they wish to give to you and to support you, but because actually they are drawn to your light because being around you will make them feel better. You may have experienced significant numbers of disappointments and challenges. Interestingly enough, you have still kept something of your purity inside of yourself. The challenge is, can you now allow that to be really seen? I think this person does actually see you. They see your potential if you've been put down in a working environment because you're actually very, very good, and out of envy, people have put you down. This is someone who really sees your potential and wants to back you 100%. If you've been let down by friends who just were kind of takers, actually this is somebody who wants a genuine friendship and they will give as much as you give to them. Yeah, I think this is really, this can put an end to your insecurities, because it will kind of give you an experience of the fact that there are people out there who have integrity and can be different. Yeah, we have the 9 of Swords. I can see you are really worrying about this. Can you get out of, can we ask for advice about how pile 2 get out of their own way? You've got to, you've got to process your history, basically. Queen of Wands, which you can do. The Queen of Wands is the Queen of Transformation. This is about processing your history, processing the hurts, processing the damage that was done by people who treated you badly. But you can come through this and out the other side. And I think this relationship, this connection can help you. If you've been put down at work, I think the support of this person will really lift you. If this is love, I think you're going to be able to process the previous disappointments, because this is someone who genuinely wishes to give to you. They see you, they value you. May we have any further guidance at all for pile 2? Your reading seems very clear. We have the card of the Moon. So there is some inner soul searching here to do. I think, you are going to need to journey inwards and identify those blocks in order to remove them. Got a card of competition, 7 of Wands. And that's what we have up here as well, isn't it? Yes, showing up again, the 7 of Wands. I think you've got to identify your fears here as well. Identify your fears and trust this person enough to share them, perhaps. This is very much about stepping up. I think you've got to identify your fears. Kind of, this is almost, this is like feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what I'm hearing. And then what do we have? The Queen of Cups. Wonderful. Yeah, feel the fear and do it anyway. Take the plunge. This is a connection that can turn around those insecurities. This is a connection that will support you in processing your past, or whatever you have been processing your past and coming through and out the other side, like literally bringing yourself back into the light. I don't think you've ever lost the light, but it's like bringing yourself out into the open, being seen rather than feeling as though you're shrouded or you're hidden or you can't be you. Pile 2, this is your reading. I don't think there is any more to say. How does your person feel about you? In whatever context they are in your world, they absolutely think the world of you. They see you with great honesty, actually. With great honesty, but they come with great integrity. I think their intentions are honourable. I think they see you both on the inside and the out, actually. And they are genuinely willing to walk alongside you and assist you in transforming whatever it is from your past that is now in the way of you moving forwards and having whatever it is that you really desire here. How beautiful. This is a really, really beautiful reading. It really is, actually. It's got so much hope in it. I mean, it really does highlight the amazingness. It's like the very best of humanity in somebody, someone really there to support you 1,000%. It's really beautiful. Absolutely loving this reading, Pile 2. I really am. Keep us posted, beautiful souls. And yeah, yes, there's processing to be done, but my goodness me, this is someone who can help you with this. And they are so willing to do so. Wow. Pile 2, if this is resonating with you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. And beautiful souls, I look forward to seeing you again. And thank you so, so much for being here today, and just for all of your love and support of me and of one another. And I post big pick a card readings usually about 3 times a week, sometimes more, and I do post daily actually with other smaller readings for daily guidance. So do check in on the channel if you are looking for guidance at any time. Tons and tons of love, beautiful souls. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You have Yin Moon. It really goes with my nails. I really thought that when this card came out. I was like, oh, that goes really well with my nails. And actually it goes with the amethyst point. Amethyst is a great healer. It's a master healer of crystals. And this is about accepting help. I mean, interestingly enough, the energy of this card it's actually described as being quite harsh. That there's something going on around you. Maybe you've been quite tough on yourself, or you're driving yourself too hard. You're not accepting help when you need to because you're doing too much. I think we need to just draw more cards because, we're asking about, how does this person feel about you? Curiously enough, I almost felt like I was in the realm of, do you trust this? Can you trust this person? That's what was coming through as well here. But let's just ask, how does this person feel about you? Okay, so we have Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Okay, how does this person feel about you? That's interesting. The contrasting colours as well. We've got purples coming in, and then we've got all these oranges which sit with the fox spirit. Foxes are very, very clever. They're very adaptable. Accept help. What is going on here with this person for you? How does this person feel about you? This has actually come out, do you know, in every reading. Very different kind of energy in each reading, but let's see where we're going with this. If you were drawn to any of the others, Any of the other readings, they may be relevant to you. I'm going to look on the base of the pack here too. The venom. Oh, wow. Okay. Right. Oh, wow. We have the mirror, which is like a shard of glass. And then we have the sustainer. Okay. Right. How does this person feel about you? Isn't it interesting that what was coming through was, can you trust this person? There is an interesting energy around this, the venom. Accept help. Amethyst is a healer. What are you needing to see? The mirror, we have a shard of glass here. Needing to look at something very clearly here. There's a fragment of something here that you need to see. I think there is something about this person that you need to see, funnily enough. You know, what does this person think about you or feel about you? They may see you as someone who can provide for them, actually, with the sustainer. I think, my beautiful pile 3, I'm going to draw a card for this person, and then I'm going to draw a card for you. So maybe draw a card for the person that we're asking about. How does this person feel about pile 3? And may I ask about pile 3 themselves, please? May I have an energy around pile 3 themselves? Interesting, we've got 2 cards coming through here for you. You're the first pile that's had this many cards. Okay, this is a very beautiful looking card. How does this person see you? How do they think about you? Legacy, yeah. Okay. Lover to lover and parent to child, we unite and live on through the ages, generation upon generation. What will your story be? Remember that you are part of an expansive human family, past, present, future, and all are travelling together on this boat named Earth. Though our journey may be experienced differently, our destination, our home is shared. Each journey is intertwined. You are at the beginning of a new cycle within your own story. Remember, this is this person, your person. Your parents have their own separate stories, and all these stories were agreed upon, predetermined, but still separate. You have responsibility, an expected path. But expectation can be broken, and your inner child has a chance to reframe inherited pain. Negative genetics wither away in the joy of knowing with higher awareness and in a new positive cycle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I do think how your person does see you as somebody who can genuinely, I'm going to say, probably provide for them more than the other way round. Now, whether they can shift their patterns or not is up to them. But this is a card of toxicity. This is a card that says you need to see something. Same with Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Now, you may have come together in order for this person to learn through the experience of being with you that relationships need to be balanced, friendships need to be balanced. There needs to be a mutuality of giving and receiving. I feel like this person is actually quite needy, and I think they do see you as somebody who could look after them, could provide for them, who can help them. The question is, as well, is it's interesting with the accept help card, and I was thinking, you know, are you in a position where you are bound in your patterns, where you give more than you receive? It may be that because you are a natural giver, you have welcomed somebody in without being discerning enough. Let's ask about you. You have 2 cards here. Yeah, so you have the card of care, echoes of the heart. Wrap an invisible cloak of love around you and share your kind words with all. Take care in the words that you think and choose, for they build your body around your life form. Feel the gentle wind that works your words of love to shape your life into beauty. All cultures and faiths speak of angels, messengers, guiding spirits, all subservient to the Creator. These voices are heard in your thoughts, but manifest most profoundly in your heart. You are a really caring and giving person. I think you know that something here isn't quite right. But I think you're having trouble having a voice because things sort of possibly appear to be okay, but I think you kind of know they're not. I'm so sorry. I have to say it how I read it and how I see it, but I do think somebody is taking more than they are receiving, and you're very receptive to this because you're genuinely caring. Destiny, here we go. You may actually have come together at this moment in time. And part of it's the learning is twofold. The learning is for you to learn to stand up for yourself and say, I'm so sorry, I'm going to need some help here. Actually, this can't be a one-sided connection. I don't do one-sided relationships. This isn't working. And to stand up for yourself and bring things back into balance, and for this person to learn to take less. So there's something about you coming in here that you may even be asking about someone who feels like a bit of an adversary, or someone you've welcomed into your life and maybe you're now trying to squeeze them out again because maybe they're taking too much. Destiny, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Yeah, you see, I think there's a duality here. Honoured and humbled, we are all entrusted with human legacy, the opportunity to generate light, peace, love and beauty in this magnificent Garden of Eden, Mother Earth. Each of us is born with a destiny and a purpose written before we even took our first breath. It is the unique thread that we contribute to the whole of life, but we must always be in a state of becoming. Though we cannot change what we are always changing who we are. We promote our potential into the actual, and we seek the wisdom of others along the way. Do you have a mentor or teacher? Do you recognize the wealth of lived experience around you, that of the living as well as that of our ancestors? You are never alone. Great Spirit has been with you all along. If you can be anything you desire, what does that look like? What makes your unique light shine the brightest? Find where the wild ones meet, that timeless realm of spirit and love from which we were all born. All it takes is pure silence and an open heart. The key here, actually, to navigating this connection, so whether this is friend, work colleague, if you're in a working situation, you could find there's somebody really a bit toxic. They're taking more than they are giving. They're not really stepping up. You could be, this could be you staying late every day, trying to please because you're a people pleaser, you're a really caring person, but somebody's actually taking advantage of you. When they say, oh, I've got to do this and I can't do that, could you just stay and do it? It's this sort of scenario where actually it's not helpful when you say yes to somebody like this because you're maintaining a pattern that is not good. And, they have a lesson to learn and you have a lesson to learn. Your key is to actually step up and, I feel, say no here, actually, to something. Let's draw more cards. May we have guidance here for my pile 3, please. Have that for our guidance first, and then we'll draw more cards as well. Okay, so we have, I'm just going to put stickers on this card. Bear with me while I press the pause button. Fascinating that you get the card of the Lovers. I mean, the card of the Lovers is a card principally of choice. It's about choice with discernment. Choosing your relationships carefully. What I think is lovely is you have the 2 of Cups and you have the 10 of Swords. This is suggesting that you can actually take charge of this situation, actually. Whatever this toxicity, think on your feet. You can actually, I think you can turn something around. Now, you're either going to find an alternative with the 2 of Cups, or you're going to find a resolution. With the 10 of Swords, this is going to come to an end. This situation is going to come to an end. So, yeah, I think you might be able to, maybe you've come together genuinely to learn from one another. Perhaps there are 2 patterns taking place here. A toxic pattern within you where you accept less than you are worth, and a toxic pattern in someone else where they take more than they ought to. That doesn't mean it can't be transformed, actually. And that's what we are seeing here, is actually choices and decisions that mean we have that conversation and we end this scenario. Yeah, look at this. We have the 10 of Cups. This is suggesting that this can be turned around, which is really rather lovely. Yeah, we have the Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups, and yeah, this one on the base. And the Knight of Cups. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Cool. How interesting. I was sort of really thinking, wow, this is, this is feeling a little tricky. This is feeling a bit toxic. This is not feeling so cool, actually. And was a little bit concerned about your energy and what's going on with this person. But this is turning around. Well, I'm really thrilled. And fast with the hair. This is loaded with fertility. We've got a snake of transformation, and then we have this rainbow snake here. I mean, wow. Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. You can do this. Yeah, you can actually. I think this is really interesting. What I'm going to say. So, for those of you that are brand new to my channel, you will not know that I was a psychotherapist in my full-time career for over 28 years. I have an online library. It's the A to Z of emotional health. The link is in the description box and in the comment. In the library, there is a section in the library that is like a mini course where effectively I'm teaching you to have conversations of assertiveness, where if you are having a conversation with someone who's difficult, you can kind of navigate it and hold your own. You might find that quite a helpful element in the library. If you just enter the library, it's a totally free resource. Membership is free, always will be. But if you enter the library, when you find your way into there, just check the sections. There's a whole section on having those conversations. Now, curiously enough, though, I think you'll be really well received. I almost feel like both of you have slipped into autopilot responses here. And the key here is for you to actually step up and take an ownership of your right to accept help. Something that's becoming toxic or has become toxic, it's not sustainable as it is, needs to change. Yeah, with the storm, it needs to change. It's going to come to a head. It probably already is coming to a head, or you'll burn out. But actually, yeah, if you talk about it, this is going to transform. It's going to come to an end. You've got to start to make some really clear-cut choices. So if this is a work scenario, for example, and you're staying and doing overtime every night, this will be a point where you simply draw the line and say, I'm so sorry, I can't do any overtime. Especially if you're doing overtime and not being paid, just say, I'm so sorry, I have a commitment tonight, I have to leave on time. And you close your computer and you walk away. You're only doing what you're being paid to do. Or you go and you ask for that pay rise, or you sit down and you say, I've been working overtime for, several months now, but I haven't actually been paid anything for this and I'm not able to sustain it. You have that conversation. But this is definitely suggesting that this can be turned around, which I'm thrilled about. May we ask for further guidance for pile 3, please? Okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is interesting because this is a card of fertility. Okay, we've got the Seven of Wands. We've got the card of Strength. And we have the World. Okay. Yeah. This is saying have the courage of your convictions and step up. Step up and really, you kind of need to have a voice. This is part of your life lesson, is actually to have a voice, to know your own self-worth, to have a voice and actually acknowledge that you cannot do this all on your own. This is also a card of collaboration. Yes, it's a card of competitiveness, feeling like you're doing it all on your own. You're carrying stuff, you're battling. But truly, this can turn around. It really, really can. This is truly one of those scenarios where almost like, rather than it being, do I do it or do you do it or, whatever. I mean, if this is a personal relationship, if this is intimacy, it's about making it fair and balanced. I think this can be healed. I really, really do. Got the lovely purples coming here. I think this can absolutely be turned around. This is about you learning to step up and make sure that you receive as much as you give. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. What do we have here? Lots of cards coming through. We have Nine of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Five of Swords. We then have the Emperor. Yeah, the three, how lovely. We've got the Three of Cups and the High Priestess. Very balanced energy here. Okay, honestly, I think you will be very surprised how well received you'll be. I think this is a scenario where someone will willingly, interestingly enough, actually kind of be prepared to collaborate with you. In a way, they've got a lot invested in this. In fact, not even a small, they have a lot invested in this. This person has as much invested in wanting this to work as you do. So if this is a work scenario, they have just as much invested in making this work and happen as you do. And they don't want it to fail or to not succeed. If it's a personal relationship, they don't want it to fail. I think they've slid into something of their own kind of history, and in many ways what will really benefit everybody is an opportunity for them to step up, and likewise for you to step up. Something just needs to be brought into balance. But what is lovely is they do genuinely have an equal investment in making this sustainable, and so in raising it, in kind of acknowledging, having the strength and the courage to acknowledge that this cannot continue as it is, I think they'll step up. I think we'll see collaboration. I think we'll see harmony. I think we'll see healing. And I do think we're going to see balance coming back in here, my beautiful souls. But yeah, think on your feet. Recognize that things are out of balance, and actually the key here is for you to have a voice, to acknowledge that you need help, that you can't keep doing more than your fair share. And if you are able to just voice this in a really open and honest way, I think you're going to be received really well. And I think we're going to see a really fast turnaround. And curiously enough, this person definitely does have an equal investment in making this work. They want this to work. They want this to be sustainable. They're in it for the long haul. And actually, it again, karmically, with these cards, we are seeing a sense of like a flavour of you coming here to learn from each other, to teach each other how to do this well, to teach each other how to live in balance, to teach each other to meet on equal terms, to make wise choices, but also to know you have the entitlement to. Very interesting. You may have known one another before in a past life, but in a different context. It could be, sometimes we do come together, and then, when you look into it in a past life, you were connected within a family. So, like, for example, you could be lovers, partners now, and yet you might have been a brother or a sister or something in a previous lifetime. Who knows? But there could have been competitiveness that needs to now be addressed. Or you could even be in a scenario where you've come into a lifetime now where perhaps someone was an employer previously, and you didn't have the rights and entitlements that you can have now, and you've slid into that position because there's almost this history there. Well, actually, it's now this is a different age, it's a different life, it's a different age, so it's time to rewrite those stories. Pile 3, this is your reading. This is fascinating. It's a really, really interesting reading. I hope that this has been of value and benefit to you, whatever this person is or whoever this person is to you, whether it's in intimacy, whether it's a friendship where someone's taking more than they are giving, whether it's a family situation, somebody is expecting you to carry too much responsibility without stepping up. Whatever it is, whether it's a colleague situation, a working environment, this is definitely a time for you to navigate this and voice it. What is so lovely is we see such a positive outcome and such a clear shift as soon as you are able to voice what needs to be changed, and this is your acceptance of the scenario, and also therefore somebody just sliding into that position of taking more than they ought to. And I think the moment you address this, I think it'll get resolved, and we're seeing celebration, and we're just seeing everything transform in an amazing way. So this is fabulous. It really, really is. But it requires you to really understand where you're coming from in order to take an ownership of what needs to take place in a boundary way for you now. Pile 3, I hope this is making sense for you. Don't forget, I post readings, big pick a card readings, usually 3 times a week here on YouTube, and in between daily guidance, little smaller readings for just daily guidance, little shorts every day actually. So do check in on the channel if you're ever needing guidance, and there are playlists as well with all the readings posted so you can find them more easily. I'm gradually sorting through all the videos and getting those sorted. So beautiful souls, I am sending you so much love, and yeah, keep us posted. Thank you for your support of the channel. Thank you all who are members here and supporting the work that I do, and I'm so grateful. And yeah, just sending you so much love, tons of love, beautiful souls.